Hello, everyone, Randy here playing Farming Simulator 22 on Calmsden here. Since last episode, just been continuing to work on field work here. Got some of our harvesting equipment all put away here. And the mulcher is almost done with field 6. In fact, I'll see if he actually turns around here or not. I know sometimes when the hired worker gets down to this angle of the field, yeah, I think Giants would fix that finally. Maybe one of these, Farming Simulator 50, 55 or something like that, or who knows. Anyway. So yeah, we'll let the hired worker take care of that one. Just keep an eye on him, make sure he actually fully finishes. And then I think we're ready to start planting some of these other fields, Evan. So let's grab a planter here a minute. Let's see what's there. Where is our tractor here? Oh, how about the, let's see, this is the 943. Yes, the 943. Remember if it's a 42 or 43. 43. Got room in the shed over here to park this here a minute. Yeah, we could probably squeeze that in there somewhere. Maybe right along the cultivator here. That I don't know. Have we actually? I guess we have actually used the cultivator, haven't we? Just a little bit, though. I don't know that we'll be using it here this time around. We're probably going to be doing mostly no-till planting here. Back this in here a minute, out of the way. That back end fold? No, it's not. Okay, I was going to say, I thought we could back up a little further. Oh, I'm trying to get the view here. There we go. Now we can back in a little further, yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll call that good. And then to our John Deere themed Porsche planter. For those of you who didn't see it here a couple episodes back, when we bought this seeder here, it is fully color selectable. And of course, I had to buy it in John Deere colors. I mean, the only way you can improve a horse planter, right? Put some John Deere color on it. That improves anything all the time. You know what? Actually, I was turning around here. Might as well just start with this field right here, I think. Yeah, we'll just start planting this field. So when it comes to the fields, everyone, I have no fertilizer on any of these fields. Actually, you know what? I should probably check and see if any of them need lime. We should probably check that one. The verdict is no lime, no lime, no lime. Field 3. What's on field 3 here? We got weeds on here. So yeah, looks like, okay, we're good. We don't need lime on any of the fields here yet. That's probably coming up here fairly soon, though, if I had to guess. We're good to start planting. And speaking of planting here, we need to set you on, I think it was canola, right? Double check that here a minute once it's done folding out. Oh, yes. 12 meters of planting goodness. Yes, canola is the one we can plant. And then probably 2 of the other fields that we'll plant. Oh, I don't know. What should we plant on the other 2? Wheat or barley, one of the 2 other fields there. Probably some winter wheat, maybe. Or maybe some barley. Oh, I did not change it yet. Oops. There we go. Now we can plant it. I went and looked at what we could plant, but then I never actually changed the planter to what we're going to plant. Yeah, great. Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay, anyway, we're planting. Looks like our hired worker on field 6. Oh, no, he is still going yet. Never mind. He is still going. I'll have to say having the glance mod comes in handy for stuff like that. Although in this case, it's not super obvious. You really got to look closely there. As he's on field work going... 6 kilometer. Well, he's varying in speed quite a bit there. Wow, really varying in speed. Must be turning around or something, I'm assuming. Hopefully, anyway. Or doing really derpy things. That's always definitely a possibility, too, right? I mean, the hired worker doing derpy things. Yeah. Oh, boy. For those of you who don't follow some of the Facebook groups online, I mean, you're really missing out on some of the Farming Simulator Facebook groups. Some of the crazy stuff that people post that hired workers do. Oh, my goodness. It's, yeah. It's pretty good, Evan. It's pretty good. Like I said, you're missing out. And for that matter, too, you're missing out if you're looking for mods, too, because a lot of the, at least when it comes to American equipment, a lot of those are listed online on Facebook. It's a lot of times where I see these mods. And not to mention, Joe, when it comes to mods here, the Giants mod hub has actually been, the official Farming Simulator Giants mod hub has been actually pretty good here as of late. Definitely a lot of mods coming out on there. And as far as I know, there's probably still a lot more to come yet as well. Giants has had quite the backlog of mods here, and I'm not aware that they've really worked their way through it yet. So we'll have to see what it looks like, once they've got their way through that backlog and actually are maybe a little more caught up. Obviously, at this point, we're probably still looking at a lot of conversions that are happening. A lot of mods are just being converted over from 19. So it'll be interesting to see once we actually start getting some new mods, some new equipment. By the way, in case you can't tell, we're obviously getting a little bit of a different texture here on the field while we're planting. This is not the texture we normally see. That's because I usually do some sort of field work on the field oven, and of course, in this case, we're not doing any field work. We're just planting straight over the past harvest here, which was wheat. I think it was wheat. Was it wheat or barley? I forget. Whichever one was. No, it was sorghum, wasn't it? No, sorghum was on the other field. Oats. That's what was on this one. Oats. We had oats on this field, everyone. And we're just planting straight over the oat stubble. Which obviously it looks like the way the game has it set, everyone. Obviously we combine that fairly close to the ground, it looks like. Looks like this is okay, this is a hoe-styled planter, if I'm understanding it correctly. When it comes to grain planters like this, Evan, or grain drills, well, actually, maybe we'll stick with seeders. We'll call them grain seeders, Evan, because the drills, that's a little bit different type of thing. We got two primary different types of seeders, if you will, Evan. You got the hoe style like this, which has a shank and I don't know, is it a shoe? I think it's called a shoe, if I remember correctly. A seeding shoe on the back there. So basically you have a shank that essentially almost like a cultivator, if you will. Obviously it's not a cultivator in this case, but same type of concept, right, everyone? And then you got a seed tube that runs down back behind that, and that's where your seed's going. So you got a shank up front that's ripping open the ground, hopefully to a certain depth. And then the seed is being, in this case, blown down the tubes here into the ground. The second style one is you have the disc, or the drill. With the disc or drill type of one, you basically got circular openers, almost, I'm trying to think, like a disc, maybe not quite a one, but similar to a disc. Let's call it similar to a disc. Actually, no, let's go look. Do we have any in the game? Well, that seems, I'm sure we probably do have one. Seeders. So if we go to this here, this is not even sure what kind that would be considered. Is that considered a drill? Yes, because it does have discs. There, I was looking for where they are. They're right there, everyone. There's your openers right there. And they are discs. Do we have any other thing? That's also disc, looks like. That probably has discs as well. Yep, I would say so. Well, let's see what's here. Yes, perfect example of one. And this one here actually probably is seed and fertilizer, right? Yes, seed and fertilizer. That's why you see two sets, everyone. So you got it set up front here. The front is probably most likely the fertilizer. Usually the fertilizer gets applied first. Now, obviously with this one, Evan, there is some tillage happening with this planter, isn't there? Because you got a couple of discs up front. Basically, I'm probably cutting mulch, the residue. And then you kind of have like packer wheels here behind the fertilizer. I'm assuming that's the idea behind these wheels in it, because otherwise you never need that many wheels, right? So you got fertilizer, some sort of packer wheels, and then you got your openers for putting seed in the back there. That one also has, well, looks like it has like a little harrow almost back there too. Interesting. So yeah, all different types of seeders. I actually never even paid that close attention to this horse here, but it actually is a hoe style. So you can see, there you go, got the shanks there. So yeah, just interesting to see the different types of seeders, everyone. I'm not sure if there's really an advantage of one over the other. As far as I know, and someone can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but when it comes to like the drills, as far as I know, you can plant just a little bit quicker with the drills, to my knowledge. They're a little bit faster. And I would have to imagine, too, I mean, they probably maybe require a little bit less horsepower. I don't know if anyone else can confirm that or not, but it seems like they would require a little less horsepower, because obviously you're pulling a shank like this through the ground versus a set of essentially discs that are kind of cutting, splitting the ground open. The drills, of course, would be very similar to the planters. Pretty much as far as I know, when it comes to the planters, they're pretty much all the same. They all have the disc openers on them. So again, they open up the seed trench with a set of discs. And then, of course, back behind that trench, they close that trench back up with a set of closing wheels of some sorts. Okay, and I see our hired worker is finished. And that was, what field was that? That was field 6. Okay, so we need to go to field 10 here yet. We'll finish this headland, then we'll get the hired worker going on the next field. We'll probably plant both 3 and 2 here in Canola one. And then I'll save 6 and 10 there for, I don't know, either barley or wheat. We'll see what we're feeling like planting here. We'll probably try to get these 2 fields here planted this episode. Well, probably won't happen this episode, but between this episode and next episode, I'm going to try to get these 2 fields planted. And then we'll hopefully come back next episode and get the next 2 fields planted there. Like I said, either wheat or barley on those 2. And then also, obviously, as you can tell here, I am not doing any field work on this field. So that means a couple of different things. One, I've only got 1 application of fertilizer here at this point. So we need to make sure we put down another application of fertilizer. Also, because I'm not doing any sort of field work, we are going to have an unconstitutional amount of weeds on here, so we're going to need to do something about the weeds, i.e. we're going to need to spray them, and make sure I don't forget this time. Like, apparently I forgot to spray the one field last time I've won. Not sure how I managed to do that, but yeah, the field, was it field 10? I think it was field 10 with the sorghum, the harvest. Apparently I forgot to spray that field, because we had, a lot of weeds on that field. Whoops. I'm not even sure, I don't know if they changed it, everyone, or what happened, because I think it was a weeds large. It used to be when they had a percentage when it came to weeds, and I don't know if that's just because, this is just weeds small here. I don't know if you only get the weeds when they're maybe growing in the crop. I don't know. Like I said, either that they changed it, which actually wouldn't make sense because there is 1, 2, 3, looks like 4 levels of weeds per the game overlay there, the map. So yeah, not entirely sure how Giants works that anymore. Like I said, it used to be 25, 50, 75, and 100%. Okay, we're done doing the headland. At least that should be enough headland, and this looks like a fairly straight end of the field. We'll get back, we'll get some GPS, or attempt to get some GPS going on this here, everyone. And then we can start planting. Actually, it looks like that's a fairly straight line there. That might be perfect. Might have to just straighten this edge of the field out here just a little bit. Because, yeah, that is straight. And what do we mean by straight? Well, it's actually like 70 degrees. Okay, so it's not like 0, 45, or 90, but that'll work. Or at least we'll try to make it work. Okay, let's tab back over to... There we go, to the claws here. And did you actually fully finish? Wow, when you look at that, when the hired worker actually completely finished, actually looks like he did a really decent job here as well. That is rather refreshing and surprising all at the same time. And then I'll probably just get course play set up over on this other field, field 10 here. And as you can probably tell, obviously on the sorghum field here, what's left over, the residue, is obviously much, much taller. So just trying to be a little bit realistic here, and that is why I'm mulching this field. Again, I'm not necessarily looking for the actual bonus benefit from mulching, because again, it doesn't pay for itself, really, in my opinion, if you ask me, everyone. Yes, saving content. We're going to course play course to go in here a minute. So we need to create a job. We're going to need a course play field work. Already have field 10 selected. Perfect. Generate the course. Let's see. 3 headlands. That should be pretty good, I would think. Okay. And you are going the opposite direction. Of course you are. Like I said before, at least from what I found, it seems like it's better if you start course play from the small window here. Starting it from the main higher worker screen there. I don't know. I've not had very good results with that sometimes, Evan, but starting them this way, been pretty good. So start first waypoint, off you go. Like I said, this seems to have been pretty reliable. And there we go. We're mulching down the, I don't know, would this be considered straw when it comes to sorghum? No idea. What do they call the residue left behind from sorghum? I'm not entirely sure. The stubble, the residue, whatever. You know, for example, like, okay, wheat, barley, oats, Evan, they call that all straw, right? You got your barley straw, your wheat straw, your oat straw. It's all straw. Same thing for like rye. There's like a whole bunch of crops like that one. They all call it straw. Now, when you go over to like corn or something like that one, they call it fodder. You got your corn fodder. Just a little bit different names depending on what crop you're on. Okay, let's get GPS going here. Alt-C, Control-S. I think I got a 70 degree, don't I? Be a 67 degree, I think, actually. Line that up. We should be good to go. Lower it down. Lock on the GPS and full speed ahead. Nothing like a little up and down the field simulator here, everyone with GPS. Gotta love it. Oh, let's get GPS here. We also have the option. What was dots? Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Evan? Dots or lines? I kind of like the lines myself. Now, I don't know if it'll happen, everyone, but I wouldn't mind also seeing the option to, like, auto-hide the lines. That would be kind of nice. Now, you do have the option, everyone. You can turn the lines off, obviously, or the dots in this case. You can turn the dots off in the menu. You can just go over here, show lines, and say no. That is very much an option. I don't know. I kind of like to see the lines on. That way I know I'm lined up with the next pass, right? Always just to, like, completely hide the lines, and I don't know. We'll finish off filling this in here in a minute, then we'll start working our way down the field. And I'll have to say, Evan, this planter definitely makes planting much. Okay, and we're back here, Evan. Ran out of disk space there on the recording hard drive. Need to make sure I remember to clean that out every now and then. Otherwise, whoops, oh well. Anyway, so we probably lost a minute or so there. Not much, hopefully. Noticed it right away, fortunately. The bad times, Evan, is when I'm recording, just into whatever I'm doing and completely miss the message that pops up that says it stopped and it needs more disk space. Like, oh, crap, I hate it when that happens. Anyway, caught it right away this time, so yay. Okay, finish up this last little triangle down here that we'll, like I said, start working. Actually, I think I said it. I'm not sure if it was in the recording. So then we'll start working our way down the field. That's right about this point. I think it stopped recording. So, oh well. There we go. One more headland might almost be needed here. We'll see once how it goes. At least the seeder here seems to hold a decent amount of seed and fertilizer, everyone. Otherwise, you get some of those smaller ones, too. You start planting a field like this, and it just, like, make a couple passes, and you're already out, right? That's ridiculous. And just a reminder here, by the way, everyone, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that. And then, of course, if you'd like to follow me on the rest of my social media channels as well, that information is also down below in the description of the video here. Don't forget to, Evan, I do live stream as well. I live stream over on Twitch. So that's RDAllen on Twitch. There is a link down below for that. Or, of course, you can just go over to Twitch and just type in RDAllen. You should have no trouble finding myself. For those who are wondering, typically stream... Ooh, put on brakes there. That was close. Typically, I stream during the week. Around the 7 to 7:30 time frame, everyone. Give or take a little bit there. And usually I stream for about an hour or so. And we play anything from, Farming Simulator, multiplayer, to some of the other games. American Truck, Euro Truck, Call of the Wild, stuff like that. And, of course, everyone, with that in mind, too, you're always welcome to join us as we, at least I try to keep it multiplayer on those videos, everyone. Obviously not always. I'll sometimes play the single-player map here as well, but I like to do the multiplayer content on live streams, everyone. That way you folks can join in on the fun, so to speak. And as I've said before, everyone, by the way, if you've never played multiplayer farming simulator, you're really missing out. You know, you can only put up with the AI workers, Courseplay and Auto Drive, and the built-in AI so much. I want to just, sometimes you need some intelligent people to play with, right? And it's definitely fun when you get some people working all together on, like, say, a corn harvest, something like that. When you get someone driving truck, someone driving a grain cart, a couple combines going, you're trying to keep up unloading the combines. Quite a bit of fun. Like I said, if you've never tried it before, you're missing out. So, again, if you'd like to join us in on the RDAllen multiplayer servers, everyone, that information is down below in the description there. So, again, just check the description. Again, anyone is welcome to join us. And, of course, like I said, if you'd like to check it out on Twitch, everyone, RDAllen on Twitch, you're welcome to do that as well. Okay, we'll read some comments here in a moment. Let me load up the YouTube app. Christopher was saying, good video. Thank you very much for that. Joe was saying, I thought it being Monday we'd see a new U.S. map. Nope, we're still playing Calmsden yet, everyone. My intentions at this point, everyone, is to go to probably about episode 40 or so is what I'm thinking, everyone. That's kind of tentatively my plan. So, speaking of which, everyone, I mean, episode 40 is not that far away, so I should probably start considering new maps to play, everyone. So yes, if you folks would like to hit me up with some new map suggestions, let me know. Throw it down in the comments there. We got, like I said, assuming the plans work out, everyone, about 2 weeks here, probably. Obviously not quite, because it's already, Tuesday here, but another, yeah, if we go to episode 40, I'm going to be another 8 episodes here at this point. And by the way, for those of you who have not seen or checked out this map, highly recommend doing so. Again, I know it is a European-based map, but as far as European-based maps go, this one's not awful. This one's pretty good. Map author did an excellent job on the map here. It looks really nice. Yes, you got some hedges and stone walls and stuff like that, but for the most part, they're not terrible. The gates, well, again, you folks know what I did to the gates on my map. That was mostly accidental more than anything. Did not realize that would happen. Not complaining that it happened, just, oops. Made us, what, $5,000 or $7,000 off it, something like that. Hoover was saying, we use a nurse tank to water our yearlings who are out grazing the winter cover crops. It's just not cost effective to pay $4,000 for a well that only gets used a few times a year. Obviously, in something like that, I mean, yes, I can get that. Don't see it so much around here anymore. I mean, it used to be back in the day, occasionally, I mean, you'd see a farmer, they would fence off a field. So, you know, once they would harvest it, everyone say like a cornfield, something like that, and they would have it fenced off and they just send the cows out into the cornfield or something, just, you know, graze on the cornfield. But really don't see that much anymore. So obviously in a situation like that, I mean, where they're out in a field where obviously you're not going to be near a building or something like that, or potentially not near a building, then you'd be tanking water out there. Chuck was asking, sorry to ask this here, but does anyone know what happened to Bill's Teampseak? He says he likes to watch RD's daily videos. Hey, thank you very much for that, by the way. And he also likes to watch Bill's Farm Sim Saturday. His channel is just gone. Any info? That is actually a very excellent question there, Chuck. I've watched quite a bit of his content as well. I've watched some of his Farm Sim Saturdays, not a whole lot. I usually went for his more real-life content, I guess you could say. Not sure what else to call that, right? So for those who have not seen the Bill's Teampseak channel there, he does what's called Farm Sim Saturday. And yeah, like Chuck was saying, it's gone. the Bill's Teampseak channel, it's non-existent. So no idea what happened there. Let's see what's I know we got a reply here. Okay, per John. He is saying apparently it sounds like it was hacked. Well, that is not cool. Yeah, not cool at all. Hopefully they can get that one sorted out there. For those who don't know who Bill's Teampseak was, Canadian, helps run a cemetery up in Canada there. Used to do videos in the cemetery until a couple old miserly people said no to that, and no more videos in the cemetery. Keith was saying, look how simple the 85-foot roller the Welkers just got is compared to the Euro in-game version. My point exactly. I mean, that's what I keep getting at with some of this European versus American equipment, everyone. Let's see, where are our rollers here again? Yeah, if you folks look at this roller, for those who watch the Welker Farms, go look at their new roller. I mean, compared to that to this, I mean, oh my freaking goodness. And this thing's probably not even as wide. Is it 24.3 meters? It actually probably is. That's probably about 80 foot, isn't it? Probably somewhere in there. Meter is roughly 3 feet. I mean, it's actually a little more than that. Was it 3.3 or something like that, I think, if I remember correctly. But you can get really close. Just multiply it by 3 of them, and that'll get you really close, right? So 24 meters times 3, that's going to be 75. Plus, whatever the additional 0.3 on each one is there, that's going to add up, of course. So, yeah, that's probably somewhere in the 80, 85-foot range, if I had to guess. So, about the same size as the Welker's roller. I'm actually surprised it's even that big. But, yeah, just look at the amount of complexity on this thing. Like, oh, my goodness, the folding and the how this thing, like, rolls or goes over itself. You'd have to see this thing fold out. For those of you who have not seen it fold out, it's... yeah. Wow. I'd be curious, too, having to see, like, the price tag difference on the in-game roller here versus what the Welkers just got, roller like that. I would have to imagine it's much, much cheaper, I would think. Keith was saying can't get past those Euro markers. They are uglier than Michigan's current governor. Just saying. Ooh, wow, that is ugly. I mean, did I say that? Oh, boy. Yes, I did. Nightmare was also saying I can't stand the Euro markers either. Wish they could easily be taken off, but not sure how. I'm assuming by Euro markers, Keith and Nightmare, they are referring to these red and white stripe. Yeah, to be honest, they don't really bother me that much of them. They just look kind of stupid on there, if you ask me. Obviously, in America, you have one. I don't know if that's just North America or... Anyway, we just do the slow-moving sign, which is the red and orange triangle. Which I don't know if any of our tractors on here have it at the moment. Yeah, there's more of the Euro markers there. Apparently, everyone, if you don't see the tractor, apparently you're going to see these markers. So, yeah, I don't know what the more government nonsense being smoked up here. You know what, right? I'm sorry, but if you're too blind to see this tractor, I don't think these little silly markers are going to help much. Tristan was saying, cool video. Thank you very much for that. Brian was saying, I've got a line for a couple of RDAllen t-shirts. They'll simply say, none of that European nonsense. I've got one here to add myself. This is one from me, everyone. Yep, nope, garbage. Absolute garbage. We should make a t-shirt of that. For those who don't know what that saying comes from, everyone, that's one of the, like, when I'm working on mods sometimes. That's when that one came about. I came up with that one time. Like, yep, yes, no, nope, garbage, absolute garbage. Well, you got to describe the mods sometimes. 13 Dixie Fried, must be the time to come up with t-shirt sayings here, because 13 Dixie Fried has one here as well. He says, I have another one. Say no to baby puke green. Oh, yes. Can't say too much about running this operation. I mean, the Fendt green isn't too bad. Obviously, nowhere near as good as the John Deere green, right? But, hey, the Fendt green looks halfway decent. And of course, this planter, I mean, let's get a load of that planter. When John Deere green, John Deere yellow tanks, John Deere yellow wheels, rims. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Philip was saying the seed tender auger can also be used for crop. I believe you can hook several of them together. That is probably true. I think you can actually use them for crop. I'm not sure who really would, to be honest. And actually, where's the seed tender? Do I even have it? Oh, I do. There it is. I think that's from Giants, isn't it? Don't remember. No, there is no hitch on the back of that. So at least that one you can't hook together. I don't know if some of the other ones maybe you can. That one does have a hitch, so maybe that one you can. Probably wouldn't be very realistic to do so, but... And how much do they hold? Oh, wrong one. Actually meant to go to this one here. That one holds 16,000. This one holds, wow, that is not very much. 8,000, that's it. And think, is that 8,000 total, or is that 8,000 split between the sides? I'm guessing that's probably 8,000 total, so 4,000 each side. So for those who don't know, by the way, you got two halves on this particular seed cart. So you can put separate types in each half. Well, anyway, I've been looking at time here. I think it's about time to wrap it up, though I'm not entirely sure because I did not pay attention to the time when the video stopped recording there due to the running out of hard disk space. So I think we're going to call it here for this episode. You folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.